Hi guys, Coach Dan from CrossFit Streets. Today we're going to talk about how to miss a lift. So we have this question come up in classes when we're going heavy, maybe for 1 rep max, or we're at the end of a 3 or a 5 rep max. Essentially how to go into the lift and make the lift, but if we can't because we're fatigued or we're out of position, how to miss that lift safely so we can come back and work out the next day. So we definitely want that. We want you to know how to do that. So we're just going to talk about some of the lifts that come up and how to make them misses if you really have to. First one's a back squat. So hopefully when you're back squatting, you have somebody giving you a spot. So they're giving you a bear hug or lifting you up by the lats right behind you and knowing that you are in a fatigue state, so they're right there with you. So that's number one. So if you're going heavy, get a spotter. If you don't have somebody that knows how to spot you in class, one of the coaches definitely does, and will be able to spot you through a heavy lift. On the other side, perhaps you don't have a spotter and you just get out of position for whatever reason, you don't feel safe battling through that, you want to get rid of your bar. Back squat, you want to go the opposite direction of where the bar is going. So you essentially want to get that bar off your back and get yourself going forwards a little bit. So just to give you a brief idea what that looks like, say you're back squatting, you're here, you're grinding it out, come through, you can't get up, you're grinding, you can't get up, you want to let that roll back, let it slide off, don't worry about where it goes, get the heck out of the way, make sure you're safe. If you're doing a front squat, same thing, you're squatting, you can't get up, maybe you round, maybe you lean forwards, let the bar go, get that thing away out of the body and just get back the other way. You might fall once in a while doing some of these lifts, so make sure you're away from the rack so you have some room. Make sure that you call out for a spot for those back squats, front squats, not as much because you can just let go of it in the front. It's a little bit dangerous to spot them, but a back squat, you can definitely get somebody to give you a nice hug, feels cozy, and get you up from that squat. Usually you feel like a little stronger if you have a spotter there. For whatever reason, there's just that mental thought, hey, somebody's there with me, let's get after it. If you don't have that spotter, sometimes you don't have that mental edge in your lift, so it's something to consider when you guys are going heavy with that. Overhead squat. So you're going through an overhead squat, it could go one of two ways, right? It could go back, could go forwards. If it goes back, you're going the opposite direction. If it goes forwards, you're going the opposite direction. So just show what that looks like. If I'm squatting and I can't come up from my lift, I'm going this way. If I'm squatting and I can't come up from my lift and I feel like I lost my stability in the back end, I'm going this way. So you're always going the opposite direction of where that weight's going. That can apply for doing a clean and jerk, or a clean or a jerk. So if you're cleaning and coming through, and you can't make the lift for whatever reason, that bar drops. Split jerk, push jerk, you can't make it, and it's going forwards, that bar drops. So I just want you to be okay with the fact that you can drop your bar. We really want to reinforce that we can get new equipment. We obviously don't want you dropping weight recklessly for no reason, but to keep you safe, drop the weight. Let go of it, go the opposite direction, so that we can get a new bar, but we can't get a new athlete. We can't get a new back, we can't get new shoulders, but I can buy a new bar and get that warranted. So always keep that in mind, keep that in your heart when you're lifting, and you guys will be maybe feeling a little bit more comfortable with dropping those weights. A snatch, same thing as the overhead squat. When you go up, you miss it. If it's missing forwards, let it go forwards. If it's missing backwards, let it go backwards, and literally let go with the hand so that the bar drops safely. Those are kind of the more dynamic movements, a snatch, clean and jerk, where you'll have to make a quick decision on if you're going to miss the lift. Same with the heavy back squat, but a deadlift is typically a little bit easier to let go of. Obviously, if you're deadlifting, you're here, you can't make your lift because you round, or maybe you feel fatigued and you lose your grip, whatever reason, boom, you drop it. Right? You don't need to grind through that. You're not getting paid in class. You're not going to win protein for making that heavy deadlift. None of that stuff's happening. If you're in competition, that's a different story. You know, you're going for a prize and competing. Not to say that you should get rounded in your back or kind of put yourself out of position for injury, but that's something that you have to accept as a part of competition. You accept a little bit more risk. We don't want to accept any of that risk in class. We want you guys to be safe with all your lifts, and keep that in mind when you're going for those heavy lifts. Thruster, one more lift to go over. Same thing. So if you're doing a thruster and it's a heavy lift and you're thinking, hey man, I don't know if I can make this, I go down for my squat. When I come up, I may miss it this way because I push back too far, or I may miss it forwards. Whatever way it's going, just let it go, and hopefully we'll stay a little bit safer with our lifts, and we can live to see another day. We don't want you missing a whole bunch of lifts, but obviously when you go heavy, that's what ends up potentially happening. So just give yourself, that good feeling in the back pocket, knowing how to miss the lift, and maybe you can attempt those heavier ones with a little bit more intensity, and have some fun with it. Okay? If you guys got more questions, let us know. We'll be happy to answer them through video with the coaching staff coming up. Otherwise, stay safe, lift heavy.